Hey, so I am going out tonight, just to the library, but I thought that it would be fun for me to chat with you about uh, containers and the shadow and just whatever is going on in my mind. Well, I do a little bit of makeup. Now, I'm not a makeup expert, as you may have observed, but we're just here to have fun. Okay. I mean, I want to look cute, but I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. The lighting in here isn't very conducive to seeing anything. I don't like these overhead lights, but it's what we have. We'll be out of here soon enough. So, these close up. Whoop, 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 whoop. These are my eyes. Just gonna do a little bit of mascara, I think. So I've been really struggling with understanding boundaries. I said I'm just gonna do a little bit of mascara. I meant mascara and eyeliner, just maybe shadow if we're feeling it. But understanding boundaries, and something that really helped me today was being reminded of dialectics, which simply is the existence of opposites and the way that they, for my understanding, move life forward. I mean, we tell stories, and it is this tension between whether it's light and dark, young and old, moving versus stagnation. But yeah, so thinking of setting boundaries as a way of integrating opposites it's just something that literally I just started thinking about. And I'm sure that I've had this thought before, but I say that because, like, none of our thoughts are original. I don't know what the statistic is, but so I have heard that we repeat the same thoughts multiple times. Okay, this white liner isn't staying on my waterline. Unfortunate, I wanted my eyes to look cute and big, and I guess I don't have time to keep fighting with it, so I'm gonna use it as a mock mascara and see what happens, because that's kind of cute. Anyways, yeah, it just looks messy. But we tried. So yeah, like, going back to opposites, we have perfection and imperfection, or perfection and mess, or, beauty and ugliness. I think I got it in my eye. That can't be good, but like, beauty and, I don't know, ugliness, attractiveness and not attractiveness. But no action happens if you are trying to pursue beauty, for example. If you're scared of being unattractive, you're not going to make any action to step into to explore that unknown kind of center space. If you feel unattractive, this feels so surface level, but you know me, everything is symbolic. If you feel unattractive, there's this unknown gap on the spectrum towards feeling beautiful. If you are in this identity and so scared of going back on this identity, or like, you know, if you're scared of your actions making you uglier, whether this is physically uglier or like, there's so many different kinds of beauty, it hurts me to speak like this, but I want to also be clear with the archetypes I'm talking about. Maybe I can't talk and do makeup at the same time. You're not going to make any effort towards exploring the styles and aesthetics that truly bring you joy. The things that really feel like you, that feel beautiful in that fulfilling way to yourself. So there has to be some acceptance of ugliness, or, you know, that, and ugliness in the sense of discomfort with that lack of resonance. You have to be able to make an action and then find out whether it resonates or not. You know, apply eyeliner and figure out whether it works or not. Otherwise, you're never going to know. And it's very, like, simple and rudimentary, put that way. And I think that that can get my ego involved. Like, ugh, I already know this. God. But it's also so freeing. And I think that oftentimes freedom is simple. Like, complicated things are like mazes. They're problems to solve. They take energy and effort, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a difference between having a problem to solve and being in the process, like having a problem to solve, like a future problem to solve, and being present. Like, let me see if I can make that clear. When the future looks like a problem, it's heavy. But when you're engaged with the moment, like, that's what there is. That I'm actively trying to work this out right now, and see, even now I'm like torn between this, the future, and the present, and drawing on my past knowledge to try to come up with something of value, or to try to say anything at all. So there's that, the dialectics of time, I guess. Hopefully I'm using these terms correctly. Correctness and incorrectness. See, if I'm so scared of being incorrect, then it can stop me from saying anything at all. But if you don't say anything at all, you'll never find out if you're correct. So, working through a lot of that, I see the parallels in literally everything, and it's beautiful because I can be like, comparative literature excites me so much. Comparing literature excites me so much. Comparing anything excites me so much, because it's finding the difference. Which is, you know, even in my mind, I'm like, the difference. It's like subtraction. And my brain comes up with all of infinite ways, you know, near infinite ways, whatever ways I have sublated thus far of saying the same thing. And that also can be overwhelming. Because how do you choose? And if you're scared of turning off your brain, again, you'll never give your body the opportunity to move, to flow. There is wisdom that comes from more than just up here. There is love that comes from more than just up here. And I see it when I'm dancing. I see it when I'm engaged with the creative process. But this hijacks it and then convinces me that I must spend more time up here, even though I spend a lot of time up here. I think this distorts my perception of time itself. For example, I feel like I eat a lot. And when I have mentioned this to people, if they know me well and like have been around me in my daily routine, they tell me no, you don't. But yet I think about it. That I give the power to the food because I think about what it is that I'm eating. And that thought feels like the action in itself, but it's not. So yeah, it can be exhausting because I'm thinking about it so frequently. I'm spending so much time and energy thinking about it. But I'm not actually engaged with the process. I'm mentally engaged, but not physically engaged. And there's value in contemplation. There's value in being careful and considering your options. But again, at some point I just have to make a decision. And food is a great example of this because you can't just not eat. We need food to survive. So how do you strike that balance? I don't know. I am learning what that looks like for me. I wish I had some perfect... No, I don't. I don't wish that I had some perfect answer to share with you because I like the story. I want to hear what you're grappling with, what conflicts you are going through in your mind, and because it's through that conflict that we grow. And I guess that's the whole point here, is that it's through conflict that we grow. And to tie this into astrology, I have a ton of oppositions in my chart. On my ascendant and descendant, I have Jupiter and Mars. And on my IC and MC, if this doesn't make sense, no worries. I got Saturn and Chiron and Venus and Neptune. So I got a lot of voices pulling me in different directions if we want to use astrology as the symbolism for the psyche. And that can be really challenging, and I know that it has challenged others. And I have a lot of apologies that I have made throughout my life. And even that has been something that, I've learned a lot about what a good apology is, what a true apology is. Not just how to put it into the perfect words, but what it feels like, and in what situations an apology is warranted, and in what situations it's not. And I've learned a lot about forgiveness. And I'm never going to be perfect. I'm never going to perfectly understand any of these things, but I'm continuously growing because I'm continuously having experiences that bring them up. And so, yeah, I guess if nothing else, I will offer to you to observe the conflicts in your life, the polarities, the dialectics that consume your mind, they feel in your body. and acknowledge what you have learned from this struggle so far and what you hope to learn now. And maybe that'll help you feel a little bit more centered, because that helps me feel a little bit more centered and more confident. So yeah, I guess I didn't do makeup, really. I just talked. But this was nice for me, and I love reading your comments, by the way, and your DMs. You guys are very thoughtful and so sweet and kind, and I'm so happy that you take your time to listen to me and my thoughts. Yay, have a great day. I love you.